Hi, this is Meredith, Administrative Librarian at the Glendale Main Library, and in this video I'm going to show you how to place holds through the library catalog. There's a couple of different methods you can use to place a hold. I'm going to show you the one that I think is the easiest and makes the most sense, and it actually starts here on the library webpage. The library website address is glendaleazlibrary.com, and that takes you to our homepage. Okay. Once you're here on the library homepage, you're going to scroll down past the big picture and the alert on the top down to our hot button bar. Okay, and these are the buttons here across the underneath our photos that turn orange when you scroll over them. I'm going to click on the one that says Catalog Search. Okay, this will open a new window on your browser. And if you're having trouble navigating the library webpage or the library catalog, please make sure you're using an up-to-date browser. We recommend Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. You definitely don't want to be using Internet Explorer. All right. When you open this page, you're going to see down the left-hand side of the screen any news and links that we want to share with you. And then on the center of the screen, you'll see several book lists that we've put together, highlighting our new materials and also anything that is topical or in the news that you might be interested in. But where we're really going to focus our attention is up here at the top in the library quick search area. This is where you would enter the title of the material that you are looking for. And I'm going to actually search for Little Women. Okay. The library catalog search is not that smart, so you want to be careful that you are spelling everything correctly and that if you're looking for a specific item, you have the title. All right, putting in Little Women pulled up a lot of records. It pulled up more than 1,000 items, and I don't want to take the time to scroll through all of that, so I definitely am going to need to limit my search. One way I can do this is on the left-hand side of the screen. There are some limits here where I can limit it to just items that are available now. Or I can limit it to a specific type of material like an audiobook or an electronic resource. And there's actually a lot more limits here. You know, you can look for just large print or just DVD. I think what I'm going to do though is when I did this search, I just did it as a keyword search. So any record in our catalog that has the words little and women in it got pulled up. As you can see, it pulled up a lot of material. So instead of changing it to instead of doing an any field or keyword search, I'm going to change it to a title search. And I'm going to either hit enter or I'm going to click on the green magnifying glass again. And that is going to just look for items that have Little Women in the title. And as you can see, that helped a lot. I went from having more than 1,000 items to having 70. And that's good, but that's still a lot of stuff for me to look for. I know I want the book, so I'm going to, over here on the left-hand side of the screen, click on book. And as you can see, that takes me down to 29 items. All right. So that's a lot less to deal with. I think I can handle that. I'm going to scroll down and look for the copy of the book I'm looking for. And as we scroll here, it'll give us the title and just a little snippet of a summary here. And as you're scrolling, you'll see these little icons. As long as you see the picture of a book, that means it's a print item. If you see a tablet, that means it's an ebook. I'm definitely looking for the print book. And there are a lot of titles with Little Women in the title. Okay, but this looks promising here. Okay, and now when I find the title that I think I want, I could just go ahead and place the hold from here if I'm certain this is the one that I want. But I want to know a little bit more. Since there are so many different versions of this book, I'm actually going to click on the button that says More Information. And what that's going to do is that's going to open up the full catalog record. And in here, I'll see a bunch of different things. I'll see a format, I'll see the author, I'll see the title, publisher, a description, that's usually where you can see how many pages, a summary, and then a bunch of very library type information about subjects and genre and numbers that don't really mean anything to you unless you work in the library, the call number, and as I keep scrolling down, I see another section of the screen that says Find It. Now what this does is this tells me what this item's availability is. Okay, so I can see the library owns 4 copies of this book, and if I look under the status heading here, I can tell that 3 of these are checked out and 1 says coming soon. Under status, unless you see on shelf and or recently returned, the item is not available to be checked out. On shelf means it's sitting on the library shelves right now and can be checked out. Recently returned means it's been turned in within the last 24 hours that the library was open, and we are in the process of getting it back out onto the shelves. There's a lot of different statuses that you might see here. You might see checked out, which obviously means that another patron is using the material. You might see something that says coming soon or on order. That means that we have purchased the item or ordered it. It's just not in the building or ready to be checked out yet. You might see things that say lost or missing. You might see things that say things like transit or being held, which means that that item is also not available. Okay. Keeping scrolling down on here, I can look at some other information, and if there's something that I don't want to see, I can always click on these little arrows here and it'll collapse that section. So if I don't need to read the first chapter, I can collapse that. Large cover image, it's got a nice cover. Summary, yes, this definitely looks like the book I want. And then on some titles in the catalog, you'll see this really nice section of readings, rate, and reviews. So books that might be similar to this one, authors that might be similar, series that I might be interested in. And for youth books, you can also sometimes find a Lexile measure or an accelerated reader number. So this is definitely the book I want. So I'm going to scroll back up to the top of my screen and click on Place Request. Okay, when I do that, it's going to ask me for some information. It's going to ask me for my barcode, which is the number off the back of your library card. And it's also going to ask me for my PIN number. Now, when I entered in my barcode, I entered in the full barcode from the back of my card. I just have part of this blocked off for the purposes of this video. And then my PIN number is the last 4 digits of my phone number. And I will enter that. Click on Login. Okay, now it's going to ask me some more questions. Okay, it's going to ask me where I want to pick this up. I'm at the main library, so I definitely want to pick this up, but you can choose any of our library locations, and if you're selecting Foothills, you can choose whether to pick it up inside or pick it up at the drive-through window. Okay. You can also, if you always come to a specific library to pick up your holds, you can check this box. It'll always use, and always it'll default to that. Then I'm going to submit my request. Okay, I'll see a confirmation screen. Okay, and it will tell me my request has been placed. And then also my address and my phone number. This is how we're going to get in hold with you. If this information is incorrect when you place your hold, please contact the library and let us know right away. That way we can make sure that you are getting the notices that you need. Okay, I'm going to go back to my search results, and I think I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to do it in a little bit quicker way. This time I'm going to place a hold on a movie, and I think I would like to see Arsenic Old Lace, which is one of my very favorite movies with Cary Grant. Okay, and I can see it only pulled up 3 titles that way this time, and only one of those is a DVD. So, since I know this is exactly the title that I would like, I'm going to skip all of that more information piece, and I'm just going to click on Paste Request. And since I've already placed a hold, it's not going to ask me for my barcode and PIN number again. I am logged into my account now. So it will just go ahead and say, hey, you want this? Okay, select a pickup library and click Submit Request. And once again, it's going to tell me my request has been placed. This is how we're going to get a hold of you. Again, make sure that information is current so that we can let you know when your hold comes in. And would you like to return to your search results? This time I think I'm going to go to my list of hold requests, okay? And you can see in my hold requests, okay, that it will say a couple of different statuses here. Pending means you just placed this item on hold. We have not processed that yet. Active means that we are actively in the process of finding your material and shipping it to your library. If it says shipped, that means that the item is being sent. Basically, unless you see under your hold statuses that it says held, the item is not ready for pickup. So don't come to the library to get your materials if you see something that says shipped or pending or active. Unless it says held, it's not ready. Okay. In this screen, I can also cancel hold. So I put a hold on Wonder Woman earlier today. And you know what? I realized I already own that movie. So I'm going to cancel that hold just by checking on it and click on Cancel Selective. And I'll say, are you sure you don't want to keep your hold on that book? So I'm going to say yes. I definitely want to cancel that. Okay, and then it'll still show up in my queue, but you'll see that it says canceled next to it. You can also suspend or reactivate a hold. So if I know that I'm going on vacation and I'm worried my holds might be here, I can select them and click suspend and say, you know what? Keep me on the list, but don't activate those holds until I get back from vacation. So let's say I'm going away for a week. Okay, so in that case, it'll change that to inactive. Okay, and I can reactivate them when I get back from my vacation. Okay, now that I'm done placing these items on hold, I am actually going to make sure I log out of my account, especially if I'm on a public computer, if I'm using a computer at the library in particular, and that'll just take me back to the home screen. I hope this video was useful for you. If you have any questions about placing items on hold, just go ahead and give us a call at 623-930-3600. You can also submit questions through our website at www.glendaleazlibrary.com.